All right, stop everything you're doing right now because what I'm about to tell you is going to completely flip your perspective on where the Lakers are heading this season, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this could be the move that defines their entire championship push. I'm not talking about some surface-level trade rumor or clickbait speculation that gets thrown around on social media every other day. This is the real deal. Insider information that's being discussed in actual NBA front offices as we speak. And it involves a reunion that could be the missing piece to bring championship number 18 back to Los Angeles. This isn't just about basketball moves on a spreadsheet or salary matching in a trade machine. This is about family coming home, about unfinished business, about a player who bled purple and gold once before and might just be ready to do it again when it matters most. Look, before we dive deep into this explosive story, if you're vibing with this Insider Lakers coverage and want to stay ahead of the curve on every development, do me a solid and smash that like button right now. So here's how this whole thing started for me, and I've got to set the scene properly, because the way I found out about this was absolutely wild and completely changed how I'm viewing this Lakers season. I was at the gym last night, grinding through my cardio session on the treadmill. You know that point where you're about 20 minutes in and your legs are burning, but you're in the zone, just trying to push through it after a long, exhausting day at work where everything seemed to go wrong. The TV mounted in front of me was showing SportsCenter on ESPN like it usually does, and I had my headphones in listening to music, so I wasn't really paying attention to what was on the screen at all, just using it as a focal point while I zoned out and focused on my breathing. But then, something caught my eye that made me do a double take. The graphics flashed across the screen showing Kyle Kuzma in a Lakers jersey. And I'm talking about new graphics, not old footage from his first stint with the team, and I immediately ripped my headphones out mid-song and reached up to turn up the volume because I knew this had to be something significant, something that could legitimately change the entire trajectory of this Lakers season. The entire SportsCenter crew was engaged in this really compelling and in-depth discussion about how the Lakers' current 5-day break between games represents a crucial opportunity for the organization to evaluate their roster construction and potentially make moves before the February trade deadline that could vault them into championship favorite status. The analysts were breaking down with incredible detail and insider knowledge how the Lakers currently have a fully healthy roster for the first time all season. Knock on wood, and crossing our fingers it stays that way. And this gives them valuable time to practice different lineup combinations, work on defensive schemes and rotations, and figure out what pieces they might still need to add to truly compete with the elite teams in both conferences come playoff time. The panel emphasized repeatedly, and I mean they kept coming back to this point throughout the entire segment, that while the Lakers have been genuinely excellent so far this season at an impressive 11-4 record, which has them sitting comfortably as one of the top seeds in the Western Conference alongside teams like Denver and Oklahoma City, they still need a couple quality moves to truly become championship favorites that everyone fears come playoff time. The crew discussed extensively how, even as currently constructed with LeBron James still playing at an elite level despite being in his 21st season, Luka Doncic establishing himself as a legitimate superstar who can take over games, and their solid supporting cast that's been exceeding expectation. Nobody should be shocked if the Lakers won the NBA championship because they absolutely have the talent, veteran leadership, and coaching necessary to get it done. But here's the thing, and this is where the conversation got really interesting and had me leaning closer to the TV screen. If they could add a clear-cut starting-level wing player who can defend multiple positions and a secondary wing defender who provides depth and versatility, they would immediately become the overwhelming favorites in most experts' eyes and in Vegas betting markets. We're not talking about marginal improvement here. We're talking about the kind of move that makes you pencil the Lakers into the final before the playoffs even start. Now let me take you deeper into what the analysts were really getting at here, because this isn't just about adding bodies or filling roster spots on the end of the bench. The Lakers have been through an absolute gauntlet early in this season with injuries to key rotation players, dealing with illnesses that swept through the locker room, and managing the minutes of their older players carefully. And the fact that they're sitting at 11-4 despite all that adversity speaks volumes about the resilience of this team and the outstanding coaching job J.J. Redick has done in his first year as head coach. The SportsCenter crew showed extensive clips of games where the Lakers literally had only 5 healthy rotation players and had to fill out the rest of the roster with G League call-ups on two-way contracts, players who had never experienced NBA-level competition before suddenly being thrown into the fire against elite teams with playoff aspirations. The fact that they not only survived but actually thrived during that brutal stretch is genuinely remarkable and shows the culture Redick has built. The analysts went deep into the numbers, pulling up advanced statistics that showed how the Lakers have actually outperformed expectations in almost every meaningful category. Their defensive rating has improved significantly from last season. Their offensive efficiency in clutch situations ranks in the top 5 league-wide. And perhaps most impressively, their net rating in games decided by 5 points or less suggests they know how to win close games, which is absolutely crucial come playoff time when every possession matters. This isn't just a hot start that will cool off. There are real, tangible reasons to believe this Lakers team has something special brewing. But now, let's discuss in comprehensive detail the Kyle Kuzma reunion speculation that makes so much sense from multiple perspectives. And I'm telling you, the more you think about this and really analyze it from every angle, the more logical it becomes for everyone involved in this potential transaction. Currently circulating throughout NBA front offices, and I'm hearing this from multiple sources who are plugged into these discussions and have their ears to the ground, are substantive conversations about the possible departure of Kyle Kuzma from the Washington Wizards. And when you look at the Wizards' current situation and future direction, it becomes crystal clear why trading him makes perfect sense for their long-term rebuild strategy. The Wizards are deeply entrenched in a long-term reconstruction process after years of mediocrity, first-round playoff exits, and roster decisions that didn't pan out the way they hoped. They're committed to building around their young core and accumulating draft assets for the future. And Kyle Kuzma, as a proven veteran with legitimate championship experience from his time with the Lakers, represents a valuable asset for contending teams seeking to add a versatile scorer who can contribute immediately without needing months to adjust to a new system or learn how to play winning basketball. For the Lakers specifically, and I cannot stress this enough because it's such an important point that cannot be overlooked, bringing back Kyle Kuzma would be absolutely poetic. We're talking full-circle, storybook-type stuff that would have Lakers fans feeling all the emotions. He was an integral part of that 2020 championship team that won the title in the bubble during one of the most challenging circumstances in NBA history, dealing with a pandemic, social justice issues, and being away from their families for months. Kuzma proved during that run that he could make big plays in big moments, hitting clutch shots, playing tough defense, and accepting whatever role the team needed him to fill on any given night. And here's what really mattered. Kuzma knows exactly what it takes to win at the highest level alongside LeBron James, understanding all the nuances of playing off the ball when LeBron has it, making the right cuts at the right times, spacing the floor properly to maximize driving lanes, and picking his spots to be aggressive without disrupting the offensive flow. That familiarity factor cannot be overstated enough. Kuzma wouldn't need 3 months to figure out how to play with LeBron because they've already won a championship together and have that established chemistry and trust that you simply cannot manufacture overnight, no matter how many practices you have. Kuzma averaged over 22 points per game last season, while also contributing nearly 7 rebounds and 4 assists per game, demonstrating his ability to impact the game in multiple facets beyond just scoring buckets. The SportsCenter panel showed extensive highlight packages of his offensive versatility, displaying games where he absolutely went off for 30-plus points, showcasing his ability to attack closeouts with quick first steps, pull up from mid-range with a smooth stroke, knock down threes consistently from the corners and wings, and finish through contact at the rim with improved strength and body control. His three-point shooting has improved dramatically since his first Lakers stint. He shot over 35% from beyond the arc last season on solid volume, making him a legitimate threat that defenses absolutely have to respect and close out hard on, which creates more driving lanes and easier looks for everyone else on the court. The analysts discussed how adding Kuzma would give the Lakers tremendous flexibility in their rotation and lineup combinations that head coach J.J. Redick could utilize in different matchups and situations. And this versatility is what makes championship teams dangerous. So that was the comprehensive breakdown of how Kyle Kuzma could return home to the Lakers and provide exactly what they need to become legitimate championship favorites.